are a common creature in horror films, and throughout the years, their depiction and motives changed greatly. From early works such as The Werewolf of London, 1935, to Stephen King's Silver Bullet, 1985, and to more modern works such as Twilight and True Blood. However, there is one film I feel effectively portrays the supernatural horror that werewolves present in their relentless pursuit for human flesh, killing anything that stands in their way. That film is Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers is, in my opinion, an underrated werewolf action horror film. Directed by Neil Marshall, released in 2002 in the United Kingdom. It follows a squad of British soldiers on a routine nighttime training mission in the Scottish Highlands. They were supposed to meet up with a special ops unit, but instead find a massacre and only one survivor. The squad is then forced to retreat when the werewolves return. Luckily, with the help of a zoologist, Megan, the squad retreats to an isolated farmhouse and attempts to survive the night there, fighting off relentless werewolf attacks until morning comes and the full moon is gone. There are many things that make this a great action horror film. The werewolves. The werewolves shown in the film look really good. Not only do they look terrifying, they're notably tall by approximately 12 feet. This was achieved by Marshall's focus on practical effects and animatronics to create realistic looking werewolves. The werewolves were created using animatronics and bodysuits with stilts, and no reliance on CGI. This choice was due to Marshall believing that CGI was used too much in movies and wanted to focus more on practical effects. The werewolves move realistically and fluently, which is due to Marshall choosing to have dancers on stilts wear the werewolf suits instead of stuntmen, because Marshall wanted the werewolves' movement to be graceful and realistic. I also like how the werewolves were revealed to the audience. The werewolves are not fully revealed until halfway through the film. Until then, a lot was left to the viewer's imagination, only showing parts of the werewolves, such as a werewolf's hand ripping through a car's roof, a werewolf's growling snout and sharp teeth, or a tall dark silhouette running in the distance. These details help fuel the viewer's imagination until the werewolf is fully revealed. The acting is one of the film's strongest points, and is one of my motives for rewatching this movie several times. All the actors play their role really well, and it makes the film feel believable.
Cooper! I want a position and bearing. I want to be the move in 3 minutes.
On it, Sarge.
Spook, Terry, you're on stag. Joe, for fuck's sake. We are now up against live hostile targets. So, if Little Red Riding Hood should show up with a bazooka and a bad attitude, I expect you to chin the bitch.
Unlike other films where soldiers are portrayed unrealistically or exaggerated, in Dog Soldiers, you feel like you're watching real soldiers in a life or death situation, fighting against overwhelming odds while standing their ground, trying to conserve ammunition, and literally fighting with anything they have. Such great acting helps make the film an immersive experience. The character dialogue is also well written. None of it feels like unnecessary filler. The dialogue feels authentic. It helps move the story forward and fits the personality of each character.
Check.
Bollocks, I don't believe this.
What is it now with the spoon?
Let me watch at the barracks, Sarge.
I'll take a breather every once in a while, son. You live longer.
Nice work, Spoon, you tosser.
Now, if we do happen to make a contact, I expect nothing less than gratuitous violence from the lot of you. Put the fire down, right? You get stuck in and you kick their fucking teeth out, or I guarantee you, Joe, they will be having your bollocks for breakfast, sunshine.
Hard-boiled or fried, Sarge?
Scrambled.
The film has several memorable characters and iconic moments that are sure to stay with the viewer long after the film is over. One good example would be the character Spoon and his iconic last stand with a werewolf. It's an iconic fight because he's the first character in film history to get into a brutal, bare-knuckle fistfight with a werewolf. Not only badass, it's an act of defiance against overwhelming odds, an act that can inspire and motivate viewers. The film has several small details that shows that research and thought were put in during the film's creation. For example, there is a scene where the squad is retreating. When doing so, they utilize a military strategy known as leapfrog retreat, where one unit provides cover fire while the other unit retreats, and then the retreating unit stops to provide cover fire while the other unit retreats, and then repeat.
Target! Covering fire! Look for a flanking position! Assembling us! Covering fire! Target!
Another detail is seen when the squad is rescued by Megan. When the squad enters her vehicle, one of the squad members stands outside, serving as a lookout and providing cover fire if necessary, while his squad mates climb into the vehicle. This is a small detail, but also done by soldiers in real life, showing that he cares about his squad members and he has their backs. The film has several other small details that add realism to the film and the characters. The concept of the film is simple yet great. Not only does it create several opportunities for action and suspense, of which there are plenty, but it's much more than that. It's a film about teamwork, brotherhood, loyalty, and defiance, about showing bravery despite overwhelming odds. Overall, Dog Soldiers is a well-executed horror action film. It does a great job portraying werewolves and effectively depicts what a clash between modern military and werewolves will look like. It has plenty of scenes that action fans and horror fans would enjoy. The film's success is due to many things, some of which being decisions made by the film's director, Neil Marshall, and the talented actors who brought life to the characters. These are my reasons for why I believe Dog Soldiers is an underrated werewolf action horror film and why I would recommend you check it out. I'd give Dog Soldiers a rating of 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I look forward to reading your comments, and consider liking and subscribing. It helps out a lot.